Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, after basically one-shotting Spyro 1, which, I mean, I say that as though that wasn't going to be predicted, today we're going to start Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, as a part of the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Now, this is the game I probably played and beaten the most out of the original trilogy, quite simply because it's probably the simplest and shortest of the three. It certainly doesn't have as much, maybe. It does have a little bit of backtracking, not as much, I want to say, as maybe Year of the Dragon, but I like Ripto's Rage. I think it's the first one I beat out of them all, too.
Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. We should go on vacation. Somewhere warm. Somewhere sunny.
Oh yeah, the music is different. Very different.
Shores, yeah. I haven't been there since we kicked Nasty Nork's butt. How about it, Sparks? You up for a vacation at the beach? Last one there's a Nork.
What is weird is that they gave him 6 legs and his voice is all messed up. Now, of course, that's not what happened at all. It does feel like they were going to make a 4th world for this game, too.
Professor?
Oh, Lord, what did they do to you?
Adjustments to these orbs and...
Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Bringing a dragon here could just make Ripto more angry.
Calm down, Hunter, and stop fidgeting.
But you saw the professor's book. They have claws like this, and teeth like this, and they can spit fire like this. They sound much more dangerous than Ripto.
That's exactly the point. A dragon is our only chance of stopping Ripto, and you know it.
Absolutely. And then they became best of friends forever after. They get the smallest but most capable dragon.
Rough landing. Hi, which way's the beach? Hey, stop staring. Haven't you guys ever seen a dragon before?
You're a dragon?
You got a problem with that, pussycat?
Oh damn, he actually means business.
Well.
Yeah, Ripto looks really weird.
Me to the party. Were you trying to keep something from me?
Spyro!
A dragon? You brought a dragon to Avalar? I hate dragons. Yeah! Crush! Kill it! Kill it!
That's never not hilarious.
Go, you imbecile! You ate my scepter! I'll deal with you later!
Who was that jerk?
That was Ripto, and we have to get rid of him. He's causing all sorts of trouble around here, but I haven't got time to explain. Here, take this magic guide to Avalar.
Yeah, now we actually get a guidebook instead of a sheet.
Now, I have to follow Ripto and see what he's up to. I'll meet you in Summer Forest, okay?
Hey, wait a minute.
They added a lot of stuff
How do we get
retroactively
ourselves into these messes, pal?
to Spyro 1 that started in this game. Like, for instance, being able to display the map of the area. That was all 100% new. Whereas the guidebook and everything started... So, like I always say whenever I play this game uses a weird system for power-ups. Basically, the power-ups in the stage become available as you play through the stage and defeat enemies. I believe it's called Spirit Particles. Oh, everything's blue in this game. Let's, looks like they completely redid the guidebook to be universal across the entire game, as you can see.
Hi, Spyro! Welcome to Glimmer! Unfortunately for us, a mob of lizards just showed up and started stealing all of our gems. Can you stop them?
Now, unlike the other tutorial level of, what was it called? The Artisan Homeworld, some of the enemies in this level will actually try to fight you, namely the big old brown lizards. This is also, in addition to being the first game, the only level, well, not the only level, the first level that you cannot complete on your first trip. You actually have to come back later once you have the ability to climb ladders, which is an ability that they gave to Spyro. Just because they didn't want it to be a straightforward platformer. They wanted to have it, you know, have some replayable elements. and actually not, you know, be just a one and done, play through once and then be done. Which, for what's worth, yep, you could still point towards treasure. Oh, he goes really in depth. That's good. Actually, no, you know what? He does it about the same degree. So yeah, I guess everything, like, because the guidebook before was just a sheet that was just on the screen, and then when in the original Spyro 2, it was actually a book.
Hi, Spyro.
This time it's just everything is a
And she asked me to
normal
help
screen,
you
I
out.
guess.
Whenever you find me, I'll remember your progress. Like this.
Zap on the head.
That zap means that if you get into trouble, I'll return you to this place. See you around.
Absolutely. It's a lot more far range too. Like, it will find you from pretty far off. I'm not going to lie. That's it's helpful too. You don't have to like walk up to platforms because there are no dragon platforms in this game. Because Spyro 2 and 3 kind of feel like they're very different compared to Spyro 1. At least in that sense. It seems like they really changed the way that they just the feel of the game, I guess. And yes, we do have hover in this game, instead of cancel flight.
Ah, you must be the dragon everyone's talking about. Well, dragon or not, I'm afraid there is a small fee to open the bridge. It will cost you 100 of your gems to cross.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Dragon. Spyro, was it? You can now use the bridge whenever you want, free of charge. I hope we meet again, when you have even more gems.
Good old money bags. The bridge DLC is gonna cost you, my friends.
To get a good look around, press the action button. Try using
The action
to
button.
look around this.
Do they even have, like, anything you would use a, quote, action button for in the original Spyro games? Which, by the way, needless to say, this looks amazing. That's pretty much the only commentary needed to give. It's great. I don't want to get the talisman yet. Not that there's any reason I don't. It's just that if you go out here, I can complete some plot lines, I think, for it, right? Actually, you know what? There really isn't much of a point because I have to come back here anyway, so I think I'll just collect the gems and then split. Because one of the plot lines is to help this guy spit rocks at the lizards. And then the other plot line is to... I forget, actually. What is it? It's to... Oh, yeah, it's to light the gem orbs, I think.
Great! The Superflight power-up is active, and you can restart our gem lamps. Flame all the lamps quickly, and the big gem lamp will light. The power-up will give you enough magic to fly for a short time.
Oh, wow, they even brought back the difficulty. I believe that you can do the first one, but you can't do the second one because you need to be able to climb the ladder. But I am going to do it just to be able to get the gems. Alright, we don't need to go in there yet. I think you get an orb for part 1.
Thanks for helping me light the lamp, Spyro. A fairy gave me this orb, but I like gems better. You take it instead.
So rather than dragons in this game, what you have to collect are, I believe, 64 orbs for doing miscellaneous tasks around the dragon world. Hypersonic. And that's not even difficult. Actually, last night I did get the platinum for Spyro 1. One of the trophies is actually kind of weird for that, but I think I'll make a separate video for that. Because it says, if you remember the end of my playthrough for that, I did Nasty's loot. And it says you need to hit 3 rockets. And I did hit 3 rockets. What they don't mention is it needs to be done in a specific stage. So I admittedly was very confused by that. Because you can hit 3 rockets, but there are 3 specific rockets in the game that they want you to be able to hit. We need Superfly to get up here. Oh, people who need orb help
These little
have
lizards
orbs?
have eaten my entire crop of gems. I've tried hitting him with rocks, but
I thought he had an
they're
orb
too
over his
fast
head for a
me.
minute.
You can try using one of my rocks. If you have any questions, just ask me.
Okay. Is there no more drop on
Nice
it?
shooting. Follow me to the next lizard.
I forget where it is. I think it's outside, right? Basically, this takes you through the whole level. Yeah.
You can spit pretty far, Spyro. See
Thanks.
if you can
How
spit
you
all
know?
the way to the lizard.
I gotta invert this. I actually ought to take a look at the controls. See, yeah, there is drop, but it's not as extreme as it was before. I'll take a look at the controls and actually see what you can and can't do. We have map on, camera active. Maybe it retains your controls across all the different games. Wait, oh yeah, they have roll in this game now. Yeah, they didn't used to have roll in this game. I didn't even try. Yeah, they put roll in every Spyro game now.
To hit that lizard up high, you'll have to aim. Press the action button to aim. Then
Okay, yeah, we can do this. It's easy. Guess they figured they have enough buttons to do it, so why not? I do want to invert my aim controls. So up means... Oh no, wait. Now it's normal. Never mind. For a second there, I was like, I gotta invert my aim controls. It's not right.
You can
No. I don't know why. I expect, like, up to mean down for some reason. I think that's the way the flight controls are. I forget, are there 4 lizards or 5 lizards? No, we already did 4. Are there 5 or 6? Because I know there's one on top of this big arch. Yeah, no, there's 6, because we need to hit the one over here on this sloped ramp. Oh, fuck, he does move. Okay. Give me another. What an asshole. Come on. I need to just set up and just wait for him to walk into it. That's pretty cool, because that's probably going to make the fight with Spike a little bit easier if you can roll out of the way of some of his attacks. Just by virtue of being able to move while rolling.
Gems from the lizards.
As opposed to having to
Take this orb.
charge.
Some girl with wings dropped it here yesterday.
So the third orb, which you can't get right now, along with the rest of the treasure, you have to wait until you come back later, because you can't get up there. You can't fly in with the power-up from outside. I have tried that. You just have to come back later, so we're just going to exit the level.
Spyro, thanks for helping us fight off the lizards. Please take this talisman of glimmer as a sign of our gratitude.
Yes, indeed.
This magic portal next to me will take you to Summer Forest, one of the homeworlds of Avalar.
Alright, we can split. Yeah, there is no spring world. It is kind of weird, because it does feel like they were going with that theme. I think they did, like, revive this theme theory, or this theme, like, world usage for, what was it, Season of Ice, I think? They had, like, Autumn Plains or something, or no, they had something. Those games are weird. I haven't played those in a long time. Game Boy Advance only. And they weren't even that bad, it's just... Spyro's a 3D platformer. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
What's weird is she's able to see that from all the way back here.
We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves before. My name is Alora.
Hi. I'm Spyro. What are you, some kind of goat?
I'm a fawn, you dork.
Oh, sorry.
Did you meet the gem cutters in Glimmer?
Yeah, they gave me a souvenir, too. They called it a talisman.
They gave you a talisman?
What, is it special? I just stuck it in the guidebook you gave me.
Well, there are 14 talismans in Avalar, and they are all magical. If you can collect enough of them, they can be used to defeat Ripto.
Good old money bags.
Hunter, where have you been?
But he still works for him, by the way, after getting thrown out the castle.
Spyro's gonna help us collect the talismans.
I am?
He is.
Spyro, look. There's no way you can get to Dragon Shores right now. Ripto and his monsters have taken over the castle here in the Summer Forest. You're going to have to go to Avalar's worlds and convince the inhabitants to give you their talisman.
Oh, they part
You can keep
very
them in your
willingly.
guidebook.
Hey, I could do that. Why doesn't the dragon just torch Ripto?
Hunter, you can't even keep track of your running shoes. How can we trust you with 14 talismans?
Joke's on you, I don't wear running shoes.
If you come across any orbs, they're important too. But I'll tell you about them later.
Okay, no problem. I'll collect a few talismans, give Ripto the old hot foot, and be in Dragon Shores by lunchtime.
Which is precisely what you can do in this game. Now, this is the game that introduced butterflies being used as extra health pickups. There's no more coffins in this game. That was also something that just disappeared. They opted for butterflies instead. But he's not wrong. In this game, you can actually beat Ripto fairly quickly and then be in Dragon Shores. But the caveat is that the people who run Dragon Shores, which I guess are the disenfranchised Norks, who no longer have anywhere to work, they all pretty much want you to collect 100%. So there's no way around that in this game.
This is the homeworld called Summer Forest. There are portals to many of the Avalar worlds around here. Unfortunately, Ripto has taken over the castle, and we need your help. Start by retrieving the talismans from each of the worlds you visit.
Absolutely. Now, I believe when you first come here, you do not have enough possible money to be able to learn how to swim. So you have one of two levels that you can do. Either Idle Springs or Colossus. And I forget which one you're supposed to do if you want to be the most time efficient, because I believe you can only actually fully complete one of them. I think it's Idle Springs you can fully complete.
Hey, Spyro. Ripto smashed this bridge, so I guess you'll have to glide across it. Press the jump button, then press jump again while you're still in the air to glide.
I don't think that's Hunter's original voice actor, by the way. I don't know if he just sounds super different now, or if that's just a completely different person. I'm going with it's a completely different person. These are where the portals appear. Okay. Yes, you can naturally swim in this game. There's no harm, no foul, but you cannot learn how to dive until this jackass teaches you. He still likes Ripto, though. Well, I guess you could say he likes money. They also changed the way that the various metal containers look. They're now like metallic vases as opposed to, I guess, chests. They didn't centralize that look, though, and you know what? I'm actually appreciative of that, because it keeps the uniqueness of Spyro 1.
Nice, Spyro.
Yeah, they do have
You
orb
look like
icons
you're
over
pretty
their heads.
agile. Let's try putting it to a test. See if you can get up this first step. Press the jump button and hold it down to get more hang time.
Yeah, I actually think I'm starting to get a little bit better at platforming in this
Okay, not
version.
bad. Now to make this next jump, you'll have to glide. Press the jump button, then press jump again at the top of your jump to get the maximum glide distance.
It's definitely different.
Nice
It's weird.
job. Now try to do a hover. Press the jump button, then press jump again to glide. When you reach the end of your glide, press the action button to hover. Hovering will give you extra height and distance.
Yes, and it's nice and big in this game. No more wing flutter, it's just
Very
one big
good.
burst.
Now for the hardest leap of all. You'll have to give this one everything you've got. Get a walking start.
Yes, we can do this. This is fine by me.
Wow, you're a pretty good athlete.
That's something I've been doing
If
forever.
hadn't
I
lost my
practice
running
the
shoes,
shit out of
I'd
that.
take you on for real. For now, here's an orb for your collection.
Not to mention we have to do speedway challenges as well. So Well, you might as well. So, Idle Springs, I think in Colossus, there's something that you can't do right away, right? I can't remember. One of these levels you need to swim in. Oh, no, it is Idle Springs. You have to be able to swim underwater, so there's no point in going into it. Yeah, okay, we know about hit points. That line is exactly the same. So, yes, it is Colossus that you need to do. Because for Idle Springs, what you do is you go underwater, and you do the block puzzle that everyone loves and hates so much. It's actually very easy. I think that the harder one is the idol statue that you have to feed. Because the idol statue will just legitimately sometimes not drop what you need. Oh, it's the Yeti. Hey, idiot, get up here! They kept the intro movies, by the way. That's lit. Oh, that's easy. Even they knew that shit was jazzy back in the day. The goat tricks him.
A Yeti has been rampaging around our home, but we've managed to trap him by shutting all the doors. If you talk to the other brothers, they will open the gates and guide you to him.
Alright. Anything for headbutting goats in this level? I'm actually not surprised. There was something for doing that before. What was it? Headbutting a vulture? And one of the skill points was to headbutt a, what's it called? A bull in town square.
By concentrating, I should be able to open this door for you.
Oh, look at these chompers. Got the yaks. I like how they just look like mirrors. They're incredibly shiny. Everything in this game just looks eye-poppingly good, especially if you're familiar with the original. They spared literally no expense in this game.
Who needs a key when you know how to chant like this?
Get that. But yeah, that means that there's no spirit particles in this game. You just gain one-ups. You cannot build or farm to them now.
Should easily take care of large enemies.
Yeah, already got that. I wonder if in Spyro 3 you have to unlock the ability to point to treasure. Because in Spyro 3 that wasn't something you had by default. Or if they'll just give it to you and just be like, oh, well, we gave it to you so Sparks doesn't have an extra pickup now.
It will release a
from whatever that level was. I think it's the first or second one that he does.
Power-up in that world. If a power-up is inactive, you need to defeat more enemies.
Which basically means that by playing each level, you really shouldn't have much of a problem. I remember when I was a kid, my first PlayStation controller, I think, broke when I was like 5. The square button would just basically become stuck. I remember that distinctly. And the only way I think to stop that was to try to glide while out of charge form. So you'd have to jump and glide. I think that's how I learned how to stop it, but eventually I just got a new one. Because it's not quite fun. Is he holding a hockey stick? Yes, he is.
Hey, look what I can do.
Matching with the theme of this level. I missed something back there? Yes, I did. Meanwhile, I mean, just coincidentally, I never had a problem with almost any GameCube controller I ever owned. I think I had one GameCube controller basically break after like 6 years. I think that was the only one I ever had a problem with. Every single other one I still own.
Press the jump button again at the very top of your jump.
Yep. What happens if you never talk to Hunter? Does she still quote that? Need to do some Mythbusters for that. I think there's enough enemies. Oh shit. There's enough enemies that you have to basically defeat every enemy in order to unlock that boost pad. including the
Even
Yeti.
though I'm a vegetarian, I think you should torch that Yeti. He's pretty tough, though. In fact, I'm not sure you're up to it.
Don't worry. The Yeti's gonna be down with it, if you know what I mean. This is probably gonna be the same model they use in Spyro 3 for the boxing
thought the
Yeti.
Yeti was tougher than that. I guess he was all bark. Ruff, ruff. Anyway, I was just guarding our sacred talisman to make sure the Yeti didn't eat it.
Well, thank you. Like I said, they willingly part with these things. Now, jump out here. These windows are not broken until the Yeti does that, by the way. Okay, you still can't jump off the ice. I wonder why they did that. Spyro can't jump off the ice at all to, like, control his movement. Like, you have to skate. That's right, we got 2 orbs from this.
We have found that hockey is a peaceful and calming sport. Would you like to join in a match against our goalkeeper?
Sure.
You have 2 minutes to score 5 goals in the red goal.
Oh, you mean the blue goal? Oh, there's actually a crowd this time. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, crap. He scored! Okay. They do kind of let you, like, vacuum it in a bit. Yep, so do the same thing as always. Wow, okay. I don't want to have to Hail Mary it. There you go. Got it. Literally just do that. I think he hits it randomly each time. A little bit, maybe? Yeah, he hits it a little randomly. Seems like he's a bit worse at defending it, though, in this one. Just a bit.
Well done. Have this.
Probably to make it a bit easier. Because before what you could do is you could do that, like, big sweep around and then just make that sharp turn and spit it in.
Would you like
but
to
I
try
could
a
not do
game
that.
of one-on-one?
Sure.
The first to score 5 goals wins. You are shooting at the red goal. Off you go.
Sounds good to me. What the fuck? It's like a big wolf. And yes, you can flame him. If you don't have the puck, you can flame him to gain control. Oh! Okay. He's actually playing defense? Are you serious? Uh-oh. I don't trust my goalie. Why would you hit it back to him? Yeah, he hits you too. I think you move slightly faster than him just so you can catch up. Alright, love it. Wow, if he hits you there, you actually can't do that anymore. I don't think that strategy will work anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna get bodied. Thanks. Yeah, I don't think that strategy works anymore. I think they're pretty decent defenders. I think they actually want you to shoot the hockey puck now, yeah, because they'll beat the shit out of you. You actually have to shoot the hockey puck. You can't just goal stuff it. I don't even know if that's a phrase in hockey or what. In this version, you actually have to, like, play hockey. Yeah. But the puck does travel pretty well, so. It's realistic, dude. This is that new NFL game. NFL, NHL. Oh, okay. Imagine if the goalie scored. Oh, fucked up.
Well,
Skill point probably for not letting him score at all.
If you stare at it long enough, you might not see anything.
That's right. I think you can now play for free.
You can keep practicing if you want.
Okay. I don't know if, for some of the trophies in this game, if they become missable. Not that it's that big of a deal, it's just that I don't know if some of the trophies in this game will become missable or not, because I don't know what they are. Like before, I'm not going to look until I'm actually done with the level. And done with everything. Because you cannot really repeat certain things in this game once you clear them. I just realized I shouldn't have left the level. I just realized I didn't do the evil spirit thing. Whoops. You know what? Let's learn how to swim. No cutscene when you come back, right? No. Okay, good. Come on, let's get that PS4 loading underway. Let's go. Actually, this will be good. We'll see if we can replay the intro movie. If that's an option that pops up, or if they always do it, or if you never see it again. Because before it was an option that would pop up. Oh, it just always plays. Okay. And then you can just skip it. I think triangle skips. Yes.
A Yeti.
Okay. So yeah, we can run through this level fairly quickly. There's apparently treasure back here, though. You get one lost gem. Like I said, Spyro levels are actually not that long if you know exactly what to do. You trade it. If you know exactly what to do and where to go, they're really not that long. There's no enemies in here, right? I don't think so. So we can just skip up. Okay. Yeti will defeat himself again. That never gets old. You already have this talisman? Oh no, yeah, you already collected this talisman. Okay. Now for this one, because you need to defeat 11 enemies, which I believe is most enemies in the game, you have to jump up here. Yo, look at that thing! That's nightmare fuel.
Thank goodness you scared that evil spirit away, but now it will hide in the statues. If you were to flame all 10 statues, I'm sure you would chase it away for good.
Yep. The difficulty of this doesn't even matter because there shouldn't even really be any enemies left. So very simply, just a couple statues here and there. Just a couple, I want to first get all this stuff down here. There's a rocket somewhere. I forget where exactly. Okay. One right here. It turns the hockey stick into a sword. Okay. Instead of just turning it like pea green. I forget. Is there a statue back here? I don't think there is. Yeah, no. This is just a very simple landing area. Let's let you get up here. Oh yeah, isn't there a hidden orb in this cave? No, there's a hidden statue. I think there's one level has a hidden orb in a cave like that. It might be what's that one? The molten core? What? Okay, Sparks could not grab that particular gem. I don't think there's any over there, no. It's 9. And I believe there's one, yeah, back here.
Well done, Spyro. You've scared the evil spirit away. Why don't you take this? I borrowed it from the temple. They don't need it.
Well, I appreciate that. Thieving is always great. I actually don't know where the... Oh, here we go. I guess the rocket is down on this ledge, yeah. They redesigned the rockets, too. It's no longer a bunch of fireworks. Now, is there any reason to come out here? Maybe a skill point or something? Because this Spyro game did introduce skill points. Now, they just kept the ability to walk along this. Now, skill points weren't really tracked in this game. I think it's just stuff that you did. It was like a secret. I think it gave you an extra life. In Spyro 3, they finally implemented the skill point system as it currently is, where it's something that you can track by opening the guidebook. Okay. Oh no, I need to get up there. That's right. You need to fly this up in reverse. Okay. Now we can split. And now you have... Oh, well, you can't jump down there. Now you have more than enough gems from doing all of this to be able to go to... We can skip that too. You have more than enough gems to be able to learn how to swim underwater, which is what we'll do for Idle Springs. And remember, any trophy that's missable in this game, all you have to do is replay up to that particular level, which, in all honesty, if you're not taking your time and you just want to rush, remember, you only have 2 attacks anyway. It should only really take you, like, maybe an hour to unlock pretty much everything if you do the bare minimum. Which is why I'm not too concerned about anything that's missable.
Would you like to learn to swim underwater? I suppose I could teach you for a small fee.
Sounds just like a modern-day game company.
When you jump in the water, you can use your left stick to move around the surface. Use the charge button to dive underwater. When you're underwater, use the jump button to paddle and charge button to charge.
You use the charge button to charge. I would have never been able to figure that out, dude. But anyway, with that in hand, we're not even going to do anything deep down and below. This game does have more than 3 levels per overworld, but the trade-off is that this game in particular only has 3 overworlds, where Spyro 3 has 4 and Spyro 1 has 5, in addition to Nork Nexus. Look at that! Looks pretty good. Oh, this shit is messed up. I remember this. I feel so bad for him. Cock blocked by even wood.
Spyro! The idols we were carving have come to life. They've locked us out of our temples and stolen our food.
Alright, so we'll get to that in a minute. Basically what I want to do is I want to play this level up to where we have to start doing the tasks. I think this is my favorite world in the first, in Summer Plains. Just because of the music is so good. And yeah, it's the same guy, it's Stuart Copeland. It's just they kind of took a different approach, I feel. It's not the same kind of music that you had every level like in Spyro 1. Okay, he has nothing to say. More enemies with shish kebabs. I do like this level because basically you play it in reverse up top from before. And that's pretty cool. You basically replay the whole game, or the whole level in reverse, to get all the treasure and stuff. I forget what the power-up is for this level. I think it's just super jump, right? Oh no, it's supercharge for the hula girls. Okay. What? Get that. I guess to compensate, they do throw lives at you pretty frequently in these games. They have a bunch of butterfly jars. They have a bunch of other stuff, because otherwise there'd be no way to replenish your lives. And this is probably the easiest Spyro game, in my opinion. None of the bosses are particularly tough. The platforming and puzzles aren't that hard.
To aim the camera left or right, use the right stick.
Yeah, that's different. You can revert it back to those controls, but like I said, I think the Reignited ones aren't too bad. Especially since they gave us rolling in this game. That's pretty cool. Of course, perhaps the biggest problem with it is I can't really show any definitive places to use rolling in this game because it's never been... I've never had that ability. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. See how effective it is. Maybe it isn't, but it's just nice to have unified controls.
We've got a place for you here, but for the moment, I want you to have this talisman.
It's not like they had a power in Spyro 1 and they did not let you have it back in Spyro 2 and 3. Okay, well, there's a couple different things you have to do in this level currently. Oops. Where does this, where does the little mystery stuff start with this dude? Is this the last puzzle that you do with him? I could have sworn that was the first puzzle that you do with him. Okay, well, let's do this for the hula girls. Literally just follow the easy path. What does suck though is I did skip the dialogue, admittedly.
Look at that. The hula girl's ring dance blew up that idol like a Roman candle. Now I can pursue that dancing career I've dreamed of. Take this orb. It could help you go places.
Okay. That one is actually very quick. I just, I think each stage has at least 3 orbs to gather, irregardless of where it is. I think there's none that have 2 that aren't speedways. And you do have to, like, basically complete some of these stages twice, because most of them have optional pathways once you actually get to the end of the stage. So I forget where, like, the whole idol quest starts. I think now you have to go swim underwater. Yeah, I think it's underwater, actually. I think I'm thinking about it in reverse. Told you, I'm a huge fan of this game. Ever since I was a kid. I wonder if okay, no. I wonder if that explosion will actually hurt you, if it's possible. The underwater controls feel a bit weird. That's interesting. Okay, let's do this for the guy. Everyone loves this puzzle. Trust me, it's great.
I've been locked in here with all our tools, and the giant idol heads won't let the workers in unless we can solve the 3 puzzles they've given us. The first puzzle is to turn all these blocks yellow. If you have trouble, come back and talk to me.
Absolutely. Super difficult. Donut steal. Yes, it's that simple. You could solve it in 4 moves.
I mean, I knew you could do it. Now, meet me at the pond for the next challenge.
Okay. Now, this is the one that's actually the most time-consuming, because essentially it's all 100% RNG. If the game feels like giving you red fish... Wait, no, what is it? You want to feed him yellow, I think it was? Yellow or blue? I forget, but if the game feels like just not giving you the fish you need, then
This idol says he's
you're
hungry.
screwed. You'll
Won't
be here
satisfied
forever.
Until he's swallowed 10 fish. He's got a sensitive stomach, so watch what kind of fish you feed him.
Fish. The idol is very picky. I think you're not supposed to feed him reds. Yeah. So what they'll do is they'll try to like throw reds at you. Nice, they gave that one to me. I do like how the music gets drowned out. You know there's a red coming. That was easy.
Okay, Spyro, just
Bad
one more
sushi.
puzzle to go. I'll meet you over by the colored stones for your final challenge.
That one isn't too bad. But I remember spending a lot of time, especially in some of my playthroughs with that particular one, just because sometimes they will literally just give you constant back-to-back reds and stuff that you can't feed him. And this works out because we need to go back to the beginning of the level anyway. Now I need to go back to the end.
If you jump on these stones in the correct order, you will solve the puzzle. I only know what the first one is. It's up to you to figure the rest out.
Okay. It's a star. Get that. This isn't green, is it? No, I don't think it is. I think this is the correct one. And this is orange. Let me hit this because it's the moon. Let me hit this because it's a triangle. Oh, they take you
Nice
back here. I
job,
always forget
Spyro.
that.
You're pretty smart for a dragon. All I have to give you is this shiny thing I found in our toolbox.
Definitely not the original voice actor, by the way. They did change the way these guys look a lot, too. They look more human-like. As opposed to blobs with arms. Can you still feed him? I don't think you can. I could have sworn in the original you could still feed him even afterwards. I think that the only control thing I might not like too much is that Spyro has a little bit too much drift, and you can't really toggle. Look, you can't change it from toggle to hold, because right now it's permanently set on toggle. I'll check again after this, but I'm pretty sure that's what I found out when I was playing this game last night, or pretty much all day yesterday for the most part. Alright. Let me look really quickly. It'll be under controls, vibration on, control scheme. Yeah, I do like the pull camera behind you function. I think that is also pretty helpful. Yeah. You could blow bubbles. They even put that here. You could blow bubbles. Now, the reason why they tell you that is also because you're able... Oh, okay, the portals say return home in this game. But you are able to actually use fire underwater in certain circumstances, which is helpful and or necessary. So yeah, I mean, after this we get Hurricos, Turtle Beach you can't really do anything with, so I'm just going to run through the levels that you have to come back later for. I mean, I didn't do that with Glimmer, but Glimmer was the tutorial, so whatever. It's arbitrary rules, who cares? I'm going to just run through it, though, because there's no reason, because I think all but one of the orbs requires you... I think every orb requires you to be able to swim under, or to climb ladders, so I'm not going to bother. Like I said, Spyro 2, while it is probably the most iconic of the original Spyros, is not really that long. I just think some of the end mini-games are pretty difficult, so you have to do them a bunch, but it's not really a super long game, unlike the first game, especially to 100%, because in this game, this was the first one where they gave you the ability to sense treasure using sparks as long as you have them. So it really kind of took out the tedious, lengthy aspect. Not necessarily like a bad thing, but... I also need to go back to the beginning of Forest,
You're well on
Summer
your way,
Forest.
Spyro. Keep collecting talismans to help us defeat Ripto before he can take over Avalar. Oh, and keep collecting those orbs, too. The professor thinks they will help you get back to the Dragon World.
Absolutely.
I saw something shiny at the top of this wall. You could probably get it, but you'll have to learn how to climb first.
Now, why a fat bear has to teach a dragon how to, like, basically wrap his claws around, you know, obvious bars is beyond me. But trying to find the logic in it is probably too much. It is pretty silly, though. It's kind of intuitive. But that's why in Spyro 3, unlike most games where they make you lose whatever you gain, you can actually climb, head bash, and swim underwater by default. But to be fair, they don't use that nearly as much in that game. Yeah, I was scared of these things when I was a kid as well. These things look really messed up. Wait, doesn't that thing catch the little diode? So this is probably the biggest change that I did see. Instead of Hurricos just being a floating power plant in the middle of nowhere, what they went ahead and did was basically make it like an island power plant. I did see that from the demo they had like a month ago.
But now they've set up force fields to separate us. If you find diodes, you can use them to turn off the force field. I think there's a diode around here somewhere, but my eyesight isn't what it used to be.
That's also different. I forget what, they did sound like something iconic from like, cartoons or something. Maybe Tom Kenny voiced them in the original. I might be horrifically wrong about that, so no quotes. Oh yeah, they fix up the robots. Do they ever reactivate? Yeah, they do. Okay. It's just something that you could do. You could, like, catch them both off guard if you really want. What will happen is they'll, like, try to, like, screw on a loose bolt or something to the robot. You can actually get them right there. And it's like a little advantage for you. I guess, you know, for the kids. If it's a little difficult to kill them. It is cool that they made this, like, somewhat like a believable location, you know what I mean? They're not just places that Spyro randomly, like, flies to. Of course, though, this water you cannot swim in. That's, I guess, the drawback. It's not safe water. In fact, it doesn't even look like you can get back out if you get in, so I'm not going to drop into it. Need charge for both of these. Now over here is the stealth mini game with the gear grinders. I remember they like appear randomly and set off alarms. I remember getting spooked as a kid one time when I was doing that. It's like out of nowhere, loud alarms start blaring. Okay, well, let's finish the level first. This level is pretty small, all things considered. The only difficult part of it is doing the flying to get to the back entrance of the power plant. I like how he was completely distracted with the robot and he didn't see me at all. Good shit, man. This completely feels like a more fluid version. I think now I'm getting a little more used to the momentum of the game. I think I'm just kind of replacing and making extra room for how this game plays. Because I was really in the Spyro 1 mentality yesterday, which is why I was struggling a bit with some things.
Thank you, Spyro. You've deactivated all of the electric barriers. We've been guarding this talisman from the gear grinders. Please, take it as a reward.
What is unfortunate, though, is that all the Winter Tundra worlds do not give talismans in this game. Only the ones in Summer Forest and Autumn Plains. And I'm very heartbroken by that, actually. So I think that would have been a little cool. I mean, to be fair, there is no real usage for talismans outside of the first two worlds. But just to keep it consistent, you know? I don't expect them to have changed that. I mean, they pretty much have changed almost every single thing else about this game for the better. This is one of the few remakes where I could say I can't think of a single negative that they've really done. I just wish maybe you could remap the controls, because I would want to put toggle camera behind you to maybe like right stick instead of just an extra look button, or put it on triangle, one or the other. I think that would be good, so I can bring back the L2 R2, but not that we really need it, I guess. So wow, he was just randomly running around. Yeah, these guys were really ugly before. I forget what the criteria for making them spawn is. Here they come. So they're just running around, right? I guess some of them are out naturally and some of them have to be spawned. Or maybe they just appear now. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the alarm goes off and then they show up anymore. It seems like they just kind of appear. But to be fair, it also doesn't seem like they're too interested in running away. Because what they used to do is they used to appear, play with the orb, and then when you got close, they would try to run away. It seems like now they just pick up the orb and they just run around with it. Which means it's a little bit less reliable to bait them out, because it doesn't seem like they appear too frequently at all. There's definitely gotta be one over here now. Alright, never mind. They completely took out all the nightmare fuel of this specific part. It's just like calm, peaceful fun now. Okay, you can actually throw them into the water. That is pretty much probably going to be in every game now. You can launch enemies into water. So please tell me they rank this one down, because they don't even notice you. They don't even care. It used to be like a 2 or 3 star, I remember. Not that the difficulty really means too much. It's sort of a meme. And I think once you're done, you have to replace all of the orbs. Yes. That's like the unspoken last step of it, is to replace all the orbs. Thankfully, they do make them all respawn, so it's not like you can miss any. Got like an extra one for down here, though. I don't know if I'm supposed to have this. Unless maybe there just are extras. I think one of these things would be like a cool collectible to have. Especially like the way they used to look was like crystal balls with like electricity on them. It looks like a Pokemon item. Okay.
Thank you, Spyro. I found this shiny thing mixed up with our lightning stones. Please, take it as a reward.
And other than that, the only other one is to do the big platforming challenge, parts 1 and 2. So to do that... Yeah, I did it on the first try. You gotta basically make that blind swing around with the charge pickup. I don't think there's an easier way to do that. Could be wrong about that, though. What's that right there? Oh, wow, there's a gem. Yeah, this is the only other thing left to do.
Spyro!
Cosmo!
You see that big building over there? The gear grinders are using it to steal our electricity! Please, help us by shutting down the machinery and...
Yes. There's been a lot of Cosmos on my channel lately. There's been Cult of the Cosmos, Cosmos from that other thing, Cosmo from Spyro 1. Now this dude. Is there any reason to go over here? Not that I could tell. Seems like part of the map that you can get to. Looks like you have to fly for a certain amount of time before you can hover now. I think that might be the only change, is you can no longer hover for doing basically nothing. You have to have some glide.
You have done well so far. You could have this little trinket for good luck. If you have any questions about shutting down the factory, just ask me.
They did kind of nerf hovering, I guess, in that aspect.
The next glides get tricky. You'll have to use your hover maneuver to make them. Press the action button during a glide to hover and get extra height. Remember to press the action button when you're very close to the windmill, or you won't make it.
Gotcha. 5 stars? Yo, they ramped that up super quick. To be fair, I did exit out of that menu really quickly. Ooh. I think the hover might be a bit stronger in this game, though. I think the upward boost is a little more noticeable. I think this might be the last windmill as well. Nope. Alright, I don't know where the last one is, then. Yep, no, there it is. That's an extra life. That was incredibly easy.
The switch to turn off the gear grinder factory is in that room, but,
It's awfully noisy.
in there.
Oh, okay, that's just a fast way back. That's what that is.
Thanks for shutting down the factory. Here, I found this stuck between the gears. You can have it if you want.
Okay. Oh, there's some gems back there I missed. Yeah, these platforms don't move. Oh, wow, I forgot that you can't hover. Ugh. That was close. I'm used to being able to hover off of like every little jump. Where were these things? Okay. We can just leave the level now. I got the talisman, right? I'm not bugging. Yeah, the Gear of Power, the Gold Statue, the Jade Idol, the Magic Pick. They actually have names in this one. But yeah, I did get it, so I can leave the level. Like I said, it's you gotta get the talisman in order to actually progress in the game. Ooh, it's floating. That is kind of messed up, admittedly. Woo! You saw that slowdown? I got him in the loading. I did too much on the screen. So yeah, Turtle Beach, like I said, I think one of the challenges is to do power-ups, and then 2 of them are to save the turtles, right? I just remember not really. I don't like this level. I think this is my least favorite level of Summer Forest. So let's do all this stuff. Just while we're here. Okay. Just get a quick run through this level. I think we're about 10% done with the gems. Just under, or just over. What the hell did they do to these guys? You know what? They actually look a little bit less intimidating. They're actually not the good guys at this level, though.
Hi, Spyro. It's a good thing you're here. If you can help shepherd those baby turtles over there to safety, I'd be mighty grateful.
Absolutely. So we gotta get these guys moving. I don't think these, I don't think the turtles ever actually end up in, like, any sort of trouble, so you can really do whatever you want. You know, every single time you hit one of those big turtles, they will stop wherever there's grass. Actually, they're tortoises, aren't they? Wait, this wasn't outdoors before. Oh, he got him killed. Wait, he took more than one hit? Oh, yeah, because he has the float. That's right, he has the float. And you cannot charge him. Personally, I'm just very confused by the fact this is now an outdoor location, this specific part of the level. Okay, good. He's on it? Oh, yeah, he is. But yeah, I think that's a... It's kind of weird because you would... I guess a lot of people would probably imagine that some of these locations are actually, you could jump to them. Like, you could go down there. That's actually a boundary of the map. That's not something that you can go to. Which is pretty weird. And can't do anything else in here.
The water workers have captured.
Yes, we cannot do that. Actually, that might be the one thing we can do. But I'm still not going to do it, because we might as well just progress so we can come back. Okay, you can't just infinitely flame them anymore. You actually have to let them move a bit, would you believe it? Okay. Yeah, that's 2 orbs, and then the last thing, which is to free the turtles, is 1. Not really sure exactly who these guys are supposed to be. They're not Rhinox. Rhinox are the sorceress. They're not anyone working with Ripto, I don't think, are they? I was never too quite sure of the lore for like all the different people like doing stuff. I know that what is it? The land blubbers and the flying people are fighting each other pretty much, and you kind of just I don't know why you're in love with me. The land blubbers and the birds are fighting each other pretty much. But that's about it. I think everyone else is just random stuff, I guess, happening over Avalon. It's just all in an uproar.
The baby turtles will be safe up here. Please take this talisman as a token of our gratitude.
Then we get a little turtle medallion. And we can split. That's like a cold run of the entire game, or of the entire level, pretty much. You could do the entire game like that, probably, and just progress fine. So what we have next? Atlanticos, or whatever it is? Aquos? And then we have the Gateway, there's Speedway level. I wonder if you can fast travel to other levels, like in Spyro 1. Like, that might be a global change, actually. It'll make getting around a lot faster, to say the least. Yeah, you can fast travel to any level now. That's completely brand new. So, for instance, I'm going to wait until I have to go back to Glimmer, and then I'll finish up Summer Forest 100%. Because I know there's an orb and some other stuff you can only get after learning how to fly, and I didn't bother to do it.
Nice work, Spyro! The orbs you're carrying have activated the special portal. You won't find a talisman in Ocean Speedway, but if you're fast, you'll get lots of treasure. Have fun!
Yep. Oh crap, it doesn't open when you collect that. Ah, I messed that up. Well, I gotta go back for Ocean Speedway.
Say, Spyro, you see this wall here? I bet you're dying to know what's on the other side. If only I had a few more gems, I might be able to remember how to lower the wall.
400.
Yes. The spark.
So what, you only need 900 to be able to progress through here?
My memory.
Oh, it's instant. It's Aquaria Towers. Okay, I had it all wrong. You know what? Put you over here too. Well, let's do that, I guess. Let's go all the way through Aquaria Towers then. And then we'll go back. You could finish Aquaria Towers on your first flyby. Because all you need to be able to do is, flame the sharks, I believe. Now, the sharks are insta-kills. They're insta-kills in the original. There's no escaping from the sharks once anything goes wrong.
funny-looking guys with the shock sticks have drained all our water. We can't get it back unless someone activates the switches they're guarding.
Fairly simple. This is one of the few levels that actually, like, really dynamically changes. Oh, look, the crabs look really different. That's going to be all throughout Spyro 2 and 3, by the way, because the crabs are a common reoccurring enemy. Yeah, as you play this particular level, it constantly fills with more and more and more water. Hopefully Spyro doesn't need to breathe underwater. Did they ever address that? I don't think anyone, like, jokingly, like, made fun of that either. What's crazy is I remember all these different rooms, too. Even though it looks drastically different. Like, oh, you could only really compare this, like, on a base analog to, like, the basic outline of the room. Because almost everything that you see here is added new, or added fresh. Like, just the basic geometry and the enemies are the only things that remain consistent. Everything else has been updated with, like, ridiculous lighting and whatnot. Just detail on the rocks and stuff like that. Right? Yeah. Oh, no, I don't want to tussle with those things. Oh, no. It's like demon sharks from, like, Sharknado spin-offs or some shit. I don't think he can do anything here yet. Yeah, so we just move on. Oh, that's nice. Are crabs even vicious? I don't even think they are. Okay. Now, you have to take this from Moneybags, otherwise you will guaranteed die.
You must be tougher than you look to get here. All the same, you won't be able to get past the metal sharks up ahead. I suppose I could let you borrow my submarine, though. For a modest fee, of course.
100.
A pleasure doing business with you, Spyro. This submarine is 100% shark-proof. I guarantee it.
It would be funny if they changed it so, like, it barely makes it, because you can never use this shark submarine again. Once you like fully flood the level, you can never use it again. Just flat out vanishes. And yes, they do automatically make you fall down like that. Because I do believe that finish floods the level. So you pretty much at this point can swim wherever you want. But the only problem is that some things, like the sharks, are still around. And that's actually one of the challenges, is to fully eliminate the sharks. Also, try to get a little bit of health back.
Our world is wet again. We all want you to have this talisman of Aquaria Towers to remember us by.
Yeah, I'm a little bad with the swimming. Now, the only other thing is I think I have 14 KOs, right? Yes, I do. So what we do with this is we go all the way back over here. This is a nice and lengthy power-up, too. And we just snipe the sharks as they swim around. This is no longer first person, it doesn't look like. And then we do the exact same thing, but in reverse, to kill the sharks in that one underwater corridor. just do that. I don't think other than that there's anything else you actually need to disable or actually need to take out with these. And we do the Aquaria Towers thing after we go up top. Oh no, the sub is there. Huh. And Lockjaw, I had a feeling that was going to be a trophy. Can you ride it again? Oh wow, you can. Yeah, you can't do this in the original. I think the sub completely disappears in the original. But what's weird is that it's going to open and it's just going to flood. Because there's no air on this side anymore. It ejects you at light speed. Alright, I guess they added that. Because I don't remember being able to use it again once you clear out this, or once you flood the area entirely. What was he gonna say? It's not here now. You can't talk to him at all. He has no clue what's going on. Alright, I think the only thing left to do is to go up top. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. But I mean, then again, you do break it. I guess you have to go far away and it'll respawn or something. Where's the opening? Here it is. Another fantastic quote by me, of course. I think one of these is to break in Hunter's pet manta ray. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that first. I'm going to collect all the treasure, but I do want to do that and get that out of the way. So now, are there boundaries on this again? Yeah, you can even clearly see it. Before, this used to just be a floating like environment. It's actually not that far from the surface. But no, you cannot go to the surface. Yeah, the crabs apparently aren't really nasty. I mean, I guess they attack you, but they didn't even really bother. It seemed like they were not really that interested in it at all. Okay.
I've been trying to tame my new pet manta ray, but he just won't obey me. Hey, you're just about the right size to ride on his back.
Yeah, you bet.
Hop on his back and guide him through each of the bubble rings as they appear. And remember, he's brand new, so try not to get him dented or scratched up.
It's a manta ray, not a car. Now, this seahorse fuck will actually try to really shake you with some of these. Alright.
Well done.
It's part 2 where I think he does a sharp turn and drop bubbles.
Here, take this orb. I found it in one of my flippers.
Where would it fit in there? I don't even know how he would wear flippers.
Now that the manta ray's
I guess he
tamed, I'd love
manages.
to get him into racing shape. Care to take him through a harder course?
You bet.
Okay. Good.
Still 3 stars. Those things look like they should just slip right off his feet. Maybe. I don't know, whatever. It's Spyro, dude. Come on. 17 for this one. Okay. Well, you know, we're up in the ante anyway. Okay. I remember that being a little harder.
You've got real talent. I could use a partner like you. You can have the orb I found in my other flipper, too.
Yeah, you checked neither of them. How did the, you know, like weird shit. Hunter always seems to have the best luck and the worst luck. Somehow, whenever anything bad happens to him, it's always something that ends up turning out like really well. Like, I don't know, getting captured and finding his soulmate, apparently. I got captured by the enemy, but wait, I not only convinced her to defect, but it's like a Bond movie. We fell in love, and then we ran away to be married. I miss when they used to make Bond games. Oh wait, I need to go back up and talk to the guy. Yeah, I like Everything or Nothing. I'm thinking that next year I'll actually do a playthrough on it. Since I've done Nightfire, I haven't done Agent Under Fire. I haven't played that game in a long time, and I didn't ever really play it to begin with. But Everything or Nothing, I think, was the one I played and owned the most of.
The water workers have kidnapped 6 of my children and have hidden them in the top of each of these numbered towers. I borrowed some explosives to blast open the tower doors.
Kaboom.
If you can make it to the top of the 6 numbered towers, my children will be safe.
Yeah, each tower will open in order. Some of these you could just tank through. Alright, that was quick. So he's just planting the breaching charges, and I'm just the nice guy that's actually going in. Where's second tower? Crap. Actually don't know which one is number 2. Is it the center one? Yeah, here we go. God damn it. I'm gonna heal before I do some of these other ones. Oh, there's a gem by number 3. I remember one of them, like, I'm pretty awful at. The only way I... Oh, look, one up. The only way I actually complete it is by soaking the hits, which you can do. You could just pretty much take the hits and just push through. Where is it again? It's right here. That's just it? Just a crab? Yeah, later on, though, they combine crabs and other stuff, though, so... That's what we get for the difficulty. What is this one? Electricity and a crab? Okay. I have no clue where number 5 is. I know where number 6 is. Number 6, this is number 6 right here, right? In the green room, which isn't really that green anymore. Yeah, so number 5 must be, like, in that second big area over here. Yes. You don't even need to defeat the crabs. Like I said, no enemy in this game gives rupees. So there's rupees. Oh no, it's not a Zelda game. Oh, what happened to me? No enemy in this game gives gems, is what I meant to say. Which I guess we're pretty lucky for. That means that you could pretty much skip out on enemies. So yes, this one moves as you go up.
You did it! Now we can swim in peace! I heard that you're collecting orbs. Please, take this one.
Oh wait, that's right, we don't get the orb bounce anymore. That's the one thing that they took out, is that they used to like throw the orb from the NPC all the way over to you. They took that out. That's not in anymore. I did like that because we got the cool sound effects and all that. Where is it? Oh, it's in another room. Used to get the nice bounce sound effect for doing all this stuff. It's up here, isn't it? What? Come on. Down. Directly below me. Okay. Like I said, just use the exit level thing. So now all that's left is Ocean Speedway. And after that, we just fight, Crush, right? Hey, asshole. Not gonna lie, the Mecha Sharks look pretty cool, but they're also still very terrifying. It's not something I want to get caught up with. They don't have eyes in this one. They have, red diodes. Like, evil red glowing eyes, as opposed to, like, actual... Because what they did for the old Spyro games is everyone's eyes were pretty much, like, stapled to the front of their head, kind of. Oh, Laura doesn't kidnap you? Oh, okay. Not bad. Yeah, everyone's eyes used to be, like, glued from the bottom to their head or something, so you could see, like, their eyes totally weren't seated on their head, if that makes any sense. It was kind of weird, but, I mean, at the same time, it was just, you know, relic of its era, so I wasn't really too salty about it. But this game, you can clearly tell that, you know, because it's 20 years later, everyone's eyes are properly seated on their face. Now, I do know how to get to the special, event here. Because unlike Spyro 1, each raceway has certain things that you're supposed to do. Besides just doing the race. Yeah, I'm really trying. I'm struggling right now. Oh, come on. I cut too low. Damn it. Actually, forward, I mean, not down. Technically, if I'm flying like this and I'm auto-moving forward, wouldn't it be up by that same logic? They never added a flap downward move. That would have been like the one thing to add, I guess. Now, it's the boats that always get me, because you gotta come in so low. I see I already messed up. Oh, no. Once I get on the track, it won't be a problem, because all I have to do is go backwards up the track. Because in Spyro 2, all the speedways give you, what's it called? Supercharge, I believe. There is also no additional level of supercharge in this version. Like, you just have one level for supercharge. And that's it. It's not like you get like before where it was like, oh, there's 3 levels you need to ramp up to. No, you don't really get that in this one. You just flat out get 1 level. Because that's part of the puzzles of Spyro 1 is that you have to do multiple levels to be able to jump so far. Which they did make that more consistent, I feel, to their credit.
I guess now you think you're pretty good. Well, let's see if you're as good as the current champion.
Yes.
All right, Spyro. Meet the course champion. In order to win the race, you must fly through all the rings. But beware, if Hunter flies through a ring first, the ring will start to shrink.
Okay, follow Hunter through the rings. I think this is only slightly difficult because he does like a lot of sharp turns. And gains speed boosts to intentionally make rings shrink. I wonder why they say that. If Hunter flies through a ring first, it'll start to shrink. Because I don't think you can actually fly through a ring before him. Maybe if you, like, absolutely cut your corners. But then don't you have to fly through them sequentially as well? Okay, this is not too bad. It's like a leisurely flight. It almost doesn't even look like it starts to shrink at all. That's 4 stars.
Good job, Spyro. That was some excellent flying.
And with that, the speedways are done. I think they made the speedways slightly easier to compensate for, I guess, the extra challenge. I don't know. We're done with this now. Okay, how do we leave? Yes, okay, quit. You can't quit the game from a speedway. The good news is you can always 100% speedways right off the bat, so there's no no hard feelings about it at all. You can just go in, go out, and be done. Okay, and with that, there's officially nothing else to really do in any of these areas besides come back later after we fight Gold.
Spyro.
Or Crush.
Now
Crush.
that you have 6 talismans, this door will open.
Yes, indeed. Crush's dungeon.
Before you get
I like how
to
you
Castle
land
Spyro,
somewhere as well.
I thought that you might want to know how Ripto and his monsters arrived in Avalar. You see, last week in the Winter Tundra, the professor was working on some new super portal technology.
There, that's the last orb in place. Now let's see. All we need are some coordinates.
Yeah? How about 22475? That's my birthday.
No, Hunter, don't!
I wonder if that's someone's actual birthday. February 25th, 1975. It's gotta be a developer joke of some kind.
Oh.
Get off me, you useless buffoons! Why can't either of you?
Ooh.
Where are we?
Ugh.
No dragon.
The look at his face is great.
Crush, go back and pack my bags. We're moving in. Say hello to your new king.
Professor, shut it down! Hurry!
Oh my, I can't see the switch. I think I've broken my glasses.
Crush, go through the portal, you idiot!
Tell all your friends to take the orbs and scatter them throughout Avalar. Quickly!
I forget if that was actually a spoken line last time.
Now! Go! Crush, get the orbs now!
They're not doing much.
Now, you despicable little creature! I'll kill you!
This is bad news for Avalar. Hunter, why didn't you chase him?
Yeah. I, would have gone after him, but didn't he say something about not liking dragons?
Professor, could we catch a dragon to help us?
Yes, I think so. We'll need a world that has an alignment much better suited to intercepting one of these creatures. How about Glimmer?
And then there we have it. Oh, look at this. We got a promo card. This time fully animated. So is that supposed to be a wooden club or a turkey leg? And he has a tooth stuck in it or something. Okay. I've only done this a million times in my life. He looks more like a... not a dragon per se, but he looks more like a scaled beast. Same thing. This fight is pretty repetitive. The Gulp is actually the harder of the two. By far. Ah, crap, I was in a bad position. You gotta be pretty close when he's done with this. Eventually, though, he starts chasing you, but like I said, this fight is pretty much just rinse repeat. I think now he starts to chase you. He doesn't even chase you that particularly hard. Spike is definitely this dude's, like, upgraded counterpart. He definitely reminds me of Spike. Oh, he makes the wrong turn. You can legitimately lose him immediately. The only one that's kind of difficult are the fireballs. Yeah, it looks like he's on a certain set path, as opposed to just coming to you. Again, it's not something that makes this game, like, ridiculously easier. It's just, it's something I noticed that you can legitimately lose him pretty much instantly. Okay, and we're done. We're gonna get the one little one on top, right? Oh no, there's no extra one that comes down at the end.
You may have been able to defeat that simpleton, but Gulp will be more than a match for you.
Bring it on, Shorty.
Gulp, come here now! Destroy him, and make sure it's painful. What? Gulp, get me out of here! So long, dragon.
Yep. Set it up for next time like a pay-per-view. There we go. Get those back. I do like how the flags have the one for each of the different seasonal overworlds. It's kind of weird. They don't have a spring world. They just flat out don't. They only have 3 seasons, I guess, in Avalar. It goes straight from winter into summer. One day it's like 32 degrees. The next day, boom, it's like 82. Yes, Crush is defeated. Nice hidden loading screen.
That Ripto has caused enough damage. All his meddling has cost me a fortune. If it wasn't for Spyro, I'd be bankrupt. Whoa. If Ripto were here, I'd give him a piece of my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I'd give him a lot more than that. I was a champion bantamweight boxer at university, and I still know a few moves. Take that, and that. No!
He broke his hand.
Why, you...
Not gonna lie, that is hilarious. I like that. I like the light, modern touch on some of these cutscenes. It's nice. Okay, so let's learn how to, where is it? How to climb. Which, by the way, I think Autumn Plains is my favorite overworld. I think it just has the nicest appeal and aesthetic. Autumn is just a very aesthetically pleasing season as well. It would be my favorite season if it basically didn't get drastically colder. I like winter, though. Winter's nice. I don't like any of the in-between seasons sometimes, but autumn just looks nice. It's like every game area that has like a fall aesthetic is pretty cool. Like, I thought Pikmin 2's Wistful Wild was a really nice looking location. But anyway, that aside, what we're going to do here is I'm just going to collect a couple of these starter gems, and then I'm going to go back to Summer Forest, just to really briefly wrap it up. Because now that you can learn how to climb ladders, you can 100% Summer Forest. In the same way that once you learn how to head bash, you can 100% Winter Tundra and, what's the other one called? Autumn Plains. Everything in it. Okay.
Well, well. I bet a rich dragon like you wouldn't mind cashing in a few gems to learn how to climb. I'd be willing to teach you for, say, oh, I don't know, a small fee.
Small.
You won't regret it. Okay. When you see a wall surface that looks climbable, like the one to my left here, just jump onto it and you will grab it with your claws. Use the left stick to move up and down. Press the jump button again to leap off. You can also jump sideways onto another climbable area.
And that's probably the most important part of it. But anyway, let's go back to Summer Forest using a portal. Seems like that's just more of the same stuff. I think this spits you out at like the middle of the level, which is fine because I got to go back and do the underwater cave in Summer Forest as well as the additional thing in Glimmer. And then we could actually do Turtle, what is it, Turtle Shores? Maybe? Yeah, so I guess Spyro 1 is, or Spyro 2 is actually longer than Spyro 1. Because it's taken me about 2 hours just to completely mop up Summer Forest. There we go. We'll do this, actually. I said I would do the underwater cave. I'm going to do this first. Because I know this one is going to take me 5 seconds. Because I don't think there's any treasure that I didn't already get in a normal area. So all we're doing is we're running through the level to complete and defeat enough enemies to build the power up. And then literally fly around and do that again. No, don't care. Glimmer has problems. They're not my problems. Dude, this looks so great. Now, of course, in Europe, as we all know, Spyro 2 is called Gateway to Glimmer, as opposed to Ripto's Rage. I'm not sure why they made that distinction, but in particular, I wonder if this remastered trilogy, it's still called Gateway to Glimmer, if they finally use the American name. Which I also think is the Japanese name as well. Maybe, I might be wrong. They do make Spyro in Japan as well. It's just, I don't think it's as popular.
Great.
Yes. Okay, maybe like this. Which means, like, I think I did it before just for the extra orb. Oops, I almost missed that one for some reason. Completely zoned out.
Thanks for helping me.
Okay. We already have this orb. I like how they don't ruin the moment by telling you until after the fact. But yeah, I think if you try to go inside, it takes away the power up from you. Right? Oh no, it doesn't. What the hell? I mean, it looked like it was draining faster, but it doesn't look like they specifically took it away.
Head on up the left.
Yes, indeed.
Hey,
Great! You've got the Superfly power-up active! Now you can light the gem lamps in this cave!
Okay. I got the checkpoint from all the way over here. I think I missed one of them. Oh, there's the blue one. It does look like a wall crystal.
Thanks for helping me light the lamp, Spyro. For a while, I was afraid we were going to have to cancel tonight's baseball game. Here, somebody mix this orb in with the baseballs.
Okay, and with that, we're finally done with this level, I believe, right? Just got apparently some treasure somewhere. I guess it's not in here either. Yeah, it depletes incredibly quickly. That was disgusting how fast I lost it. Because they don't want you to complete only one and then try to complete the other. Apparently it's not over here, though. This isn't covering for anything, is it? No. Because that would be new. I didn't think so. Maybe it's something at the beginning of the level I missed. I'm really confused by where this is. I missed something up here? Oh, pfft. Excellent. And then I did miss something at the beginning of the level. Yeah, stuff actually hides in the grass now. It's pretty intensive. Be really on some next-gen stuff. Okay. I should probably exit the level normally because I want to return... Well, no way. If I exit the level, I think you automatically leave through the portal, right? And that puts me exactly where I need to be. To fully 100% complete it. And I'm guessing that the trophies for this one are going to basically force you to do all the different, what is it called? You're going to have to be able to do all the different Dragon Shores mini-games. I don't remember any of them being too particularly difficult. Like, that's supposed to be like a bonus fun level you get at the end of the game. I forget if Dragon Shores even has treasure. I didn't miss anything, did I? I don't think so. I think the only thing I might have missed is in the final area. Because in the final area, you do also need to be able to climb upwards. Apparently there's still more back there. Like I said, I think this is the only Spyro game where being able to point out treasure is in the game from the beginning. Every other Spyro game, I think you either unlock it or it didn't exist. Yeah, you did have to unlock it. I think it's the Midday Gardens level. I think once you clear that, you gain the ability, there's some abilities you get. You get, like, Sparks can grab treasure from further away. You get a couple of abilities from doing that. Sparks gains an extra hit point. I forget what the one you get from clearing Midday or Midnight Mountains is. I think the first one is Sparks can grab gems from further away. What? Oh, it's actually okay. I'm done for out here then. I think probably my favorite level of Autumn Plains is Skelos Badlands. I just think that that has a really unique style of level. Then they have the ice version of it, the one with the cat that you have to fish with. Okay. Thankfully, you can just do this. Seems like they lowered the climb speed, but you know what? That's okay. I'm just gonna climb by jumping. And that's it. Fully completed. So now we just gotta do Sunny Beach for like 3 different orbs, and then we can actually move onward. So the one where you have to save the turtles is actually, in my opinion, one of the more difficult ones at the earlier parts of the game, because I think the best way to do it is to just try to, like, ram the turtles. Oh, we can skip that. We came out of the other one, and you could just keep hitting them with a headbutt, pretty much. It's pretty free. You could just do that pretty much the whole level. I do need to defeat the enemies again. They don't do that one death snarl anymore. Okay. Might as well do that first, since that's going to be the most annoying thing to do. Okay, we'll trade. Ooh, that's even better than a trade. I don't think any mini-games in this game are hard, because I don't think you can really die on any of them. I think everything in this game is pretty free. You don't really die much on anything.
Hello, young one. There's a chef up at the top of this ladder who wants to make soup out of our turtles. Maybe you could climb up there and stop him?
Absolutely, because apparently the turtles are too stupid. They just jump right in.
Turtle friends will make a
It's the Master Chef.
soup. If I can catch them, you can try to save them if you like. But I'm feeling awfully hungry.
Look at they gave him a southern accent. Oh, what? We don't get a special camera angle for this? Okay, good. There was a special camera angle for this back in the day. To be fair, I did think that that would kind of mess you up a bit.
So you saved a few turtles. There are more where those came from. Here, take this orb and go away.
I think it was French in the original. He had like a French accent, right? Now they gave him a southern chef accent. To be fair, I guess this does make it easier. But he doesn't ring the triangle constantly. He just sort of stands there, I guess. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy there, buddy. Yeah, this makes it way easier, because you can just position the camera to where you need to go. So pushing forward always lets you ram them in. Yeah, I mean, they did kind of take out some of the aesthetic things. Like, him ringing the dinner bell was kind of like, you know, him summoning it a bit. I know that's kind of a nitpick, but it's just silence. It's just the normal music right now. It's not as cool or interesting. We're just headbutting turtles in constantly to nothing special.
You saved every turtle on the beach. Here, take this. I was gonna use it to buy potatoes, but now I don't need it.
So that was even freer than it was before. Rescued. Is there, hold on. Is there a box over here? Yes, okay. So I do need to come back here to free, the last... What's it called? I need to come back here once to free the last turtle. Okay. Crap. Oh, nice. And that's how you climb up here. There's a ladder. Once again, I love the way Spyro looks with that. That is a cool redesign. I remember the turtles were much bigger. And it's kind of like there's no way the 3 of those turtles could fit in that tiny box. Like, even if you didn't care about their well-being, there's no way they could all fit in that. Just physically, it's not possible. Yeah, you can't hover right away. And I know that was an intentional change, too. That was something they definitely, I guess, didn't want people to do. They got sick of people like me using hover basically as a double jump. Not saying I think it's the right idea, but I can see why they didn't bring it back. They wanted hover to be something that you actually do as a result of good gliding. You know, I don't totally necessarily agree with it, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not something I could think would be the worst thing, since everything you would want to hover for is usually after a decent glide anyway.
Thingamajig as a token of our everlasting gratitude.
What is he looking at? He's literally praying to fucking heaven right now. You don't need too much gliding though. It's just, it is something noticeable. Can I get up there from here? No. Now, isn't there something back at the beginning of this area, like you can platform and around and do? I don't remember if you need a... You could definitely get up there. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, this is something I usually overlook because it's behind it, and usually in this area you just want to move forward. There's not really much reason to come back here other than for the turtle. Where is it? What? Okay. Get to join the 100% club for this game too. It seems like these remasters in particular directly down. Oh. Wasn't totally directly down. But it seems like in particular these remasters they have at least one achievement or trophy that is specifically for getting 100%. I would imagine, what was it, in Spyro 1 it was to get to Nasty's loot and then complete it. Which, I mean, is pretty much 2 trophies doing the same thing. And this one I imagine is going to be for Dragon Shores, and the next one I imagine is for chasing money bags, because that's like infamously, or not infamously, it's like very famous as being like a cathartic moment. Yeah, it's in the end of the level. It's very famous for being such a cathartic moment of Spyro 3 to finally get some revenge on Moneybags for basically being a scumbag. He gets really scummy in the next game. I think that's like the pinnacle. That's him at peak performance of being a dickhead. Yeah, it's up top, I guess. Yeah, there's treasure inside the water pit. I remember that. Yeah, I remember this. It's like the one place you wouldn't really ever look. Okay, well, we can leave then. In fact, we could just flat out teleport since we're done with this this part of the world. Let's just flat out teleport out to Autumn Plains, and then I guess from there what we'll do is we can start... Scorch is my favorite level, I think, as well. Skelos, Badlands, and Scorch. But yeah, that's it for Summer Forest. It's pretty quick. I think it might take slightly the longest, because you do have to come back and do a couple things. The head bashing things I don't think are as numerous for Autumn Plains, right? I could be wrong, but I digress.